What phases are his slotting, guys? Oh, 9 points clear phase. It's going extremely well, isn't it? All these excuses that Arsenal fans have had over the last 5 years for why this manager can't amount to anything are being put in the bin every single week, one by one, every week. Another excuse bites the dust. Big ups everyone locked in. Do smash the like button up. That'd be lovely jubbly. And make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Very close to 107k. So that'd be great. What phase is Maresca in? Does anyone know what phase Maresca is in? Because if you have a look at the have a little butcher's look at the Premier League table, Maresca has played 13 games, or managed 13 games, 7 wins, same as Arsenal, 4 draws, the same as Arsenal, 2 losses, the same as Arsenal, 14 goals conceded, the same as Arsenal, 26 scored, the same as Arsenal, 25 points, the same as Arsenal. What phase is that manager in? Mad, isn't it? Almost like all of this phase and it takes time and all of this crap is just exactly that, a load of crap. It doesn't take time. Yeah, it doesn't take time. It takes a good manager that knows what he's doing and that can actually coach properly. Yeah, and this guy is coaching Liverpool extremely well right now. Yeah, people could say, oh, but they haven't played anyone. Okay, cool. Should we go through Liverpool's fixtures then, yeah? Let's go through Liverpool fixtures. Liverpool have not played anybody, apparently. Well, they've played Man City today. Oh, but it was at home. Nobody cares. They played Real Madrid, Southampton, Aston Villa, Leverkusen, Brighton away in the cup. Southampton was away. Arsenal away. Well, we're nobody then. Okay, cool. So they ain't played anyone. Leipzig away. Chelsea at home. Palace away. Bologna at home. Wolves away. West Ham at home in the cup. Bournemouth at home. Milan away. Forest at home. Man United away. Brentford at home. Ipswich away. Oh, but they ain't played anyone, lads. Apparently they've not played anyone. So if they haven't actually played anyone, then when do we start counting that they've played somebody? Like, which teams qualify for being somebody? They haven't played anyone. So when do we get to the point where we say, well, actually, now they've played everyone? No, now they've played somebody. Now they've played a good team. Because you can laugh at Man City all you like. Man City are a fucking good team. Hence why they've won 4 in a row. But they've played all of these teams at home. And what? Doesn't matter. Yeah, we played Brighton at home and drew. How come? Can somebody tell me how Botafogo won the final yesterday? Botafogo, guys. Can somebody tell me how they did that? Can somebody tell me how they did that? They won the Libertadores final yesterday. They had a player sent off in the 2nd minute. The game was 0-0. How did they manage to score 3 goals with 10 men in a final? How's this possible, guys? With 10 men against Atletico Mineiro. Is that the Alex Telles? I think it is that plays for them. Is that actually Alex Telles? He scored as well. Oh dear. It is. The ex-Man United player. Wow. It is him. So he won the Libertadores yesterday and he scored in the final. Wow. Almost like the Premier League's the problem, isn't it? Almost like these clubs are the problem. Yeah, it's almost like the PR that gets spun out by these fucking shit football clubs. Once great football clubs that didn't have PR are actually the problem, aren't they? He's only been in the job 1 year. There you go. 1 year. Player sent off in the 2nd minute of the final and they ended up winning 3-1. What phase is that manager in? How did they manage to win a game with 10 men? I thought that was illegal. I thought that was illegal, guys. Because I thought that you had to sit there, with 10 men and time waste at home to Brighton. I thought that was what you were supposed to do. Our goalkeeper got booked in that game for time wasting. We're at home 1-1 with Brighton. No intent to try and win the game. He also got booked in the game at Chelsea away for time wasting as well. Yeah, our goalkeeper got booked twice this season for time wasting. It's actually embarrassing. I can't lie. What phase are some of these managers in? Maresca's level on points with us. Identical record. We're above them. Probably fucking what, because we're called Arsenal and they're called Chelsea. What are you saying, mate? You good?
Big up, Lee. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. All good. Over yesterday, I'm quite impressed yesterday with the performance, which was good. It's been a good week.
Was you there? Did you go?
Been a good week. I couldn't go, unfortunately. No, I had a 30th birthday, family 30th birthday, and work, so I couldn't get there yesterday, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because I always like going to that stadium because you see loads of goals.
Yeah. Mate, well, you have to take your binoculars to see them.
Yeah, it's not brilliant for football, mate. It's not brilliant for football. But no, it was good. It was a good week. But then I've just watched the Liverpool game, and there's no room for error, Lee. You know, we've got to be bang on it every single game now, and we've got that. We've invited that pressure on ourselves. You know, there is just literally no room for error, because the way they're playing, I honestly thought that there'd be signs of the wheels coming off a little bit, and I thought this would be a big test for them today. But City look all over the place. Honestly, they don't look really good.
They look like us in the last season of Wenger.
Yeah,
like that last year. I know we had a decent run in the cups at times with Wenger, but that last season under Wenger, remember when we lost the cup final to City in 2018, the League Cup final, and then we played them again at their ground. Our ground 4 days later, and it was snowing. Do you remember? You were probably
I remember that. Yeah,
there was about 20,000 fans there. Yeah. And then David Silva scored second goal in 20th minute, and 10,000 walks out, didn't they? The stadium was done.
Yeah.
I know it's not got to that stage with Pep yet, but the way they're all arguing with each other after that first goal, and the way they're all looking around at each other, it just seems a bit weird, doesn't it? How can you just fall off just like that?
I mean, there's always going to be a time when the sort of bubble bursts, yeah. And there's always going to be. I mean, we had it with the Invincibles. You know, we had games where, you know, we weren't quite on it, but I don't know. They seem to lack a leader out there. Everyone seems to be playing sort of individuals. I mean, the mistakes they're making at the back is just incredible. You know, it's as if they've got no respect for the team they're playing. They're just trying to do all this fancy stuff and knock it around at the back, and they're just coming unstuck. I mean, the goal that led to the penalty was like, it was schoolboy stuff.
Oh, mate, it's embarrassing. Do you know what I think it is as well? Right? I said this on the watch along I did for the game. Pep's never been in this scenario ever in his career. At Barcelona, he never lost this many games in a row. Yeah, he never had this at Bayern Munich. Yeah, and he's never had this at Man City. Yeah, and so he don't really know what to do because he's never been in this position. So now he's panicking. Like when I see that starting 11 stay for City, like I actually predicted exactly how that game would go. I said Man City will get battered, but the scoreline won't reflect the battering. Yeah, because Liverpool are not clinical enough. Although they're clinical enough, but they're not elite level clinical. But they're good enough to score 2 or 3 goals in the game, which will win them a game. Yeah, but they're not elite level clinical. Like none of their forwards are. Yeah, and Salah's probably the most clinical out of all of them. Yeah, but even he misses a lot of chances. But they create so many chances that they're going to F you up.
Yeah, yeah. And I like Gakpo. I do like him. I mean, he's when he first went there, he kind of, and I think I seen when he in the Champions League or the UEFA European League, I saw him in, and he didn't look that good. But as the season's gone on with Liverpool now, he's so direct. When he gets the ball, he's always looking to sort of take a player on and go forward. I really rate him. I think he's a good player.
He's definitely got better.
They have got a lot of options, and they're just, I don't know, with Liverpool, they just look so more organised under this manager, with Klopp, it was all sort of Keystone Cops, everyone attacking, everyone bombing forward, leaving gaps in behind, gaps in midfield. But with this manager, he seems to have gotten playing the ugly stuff as well. It's like when City tried to gain momentum today, they were just sitting back and they were saying, right, okay then, and they were just defending and there was men behind the ball. And they're going to take some stopping. And we have got to be, as I said, there is no room for error now with Arsenal. Every game has got to be maximum. And what worries me, Lee, is that there's still a long way to go and a lot of games to go. And I think we're still sort of 2 injuries away from disaster again. And that's
I think the only positive we can take out of everything right now, is the fact that I think I'm looking at our fixtures now. We've obviously got Man United home game. Then we've got a Fulham game, obviously still in London. Another home game against Monaco. Then we've got Everton at home. So all of these games are in London. Palace at home, Palace away. That's a cup game then away in the league. Ipswich at home. Brentford's around the corner. We're up to January the 1st now. The furthest we've got to travel is Brighton on the 4th. And that's down the road. Then we've got North London derby at home. That's 15th of Jan. 18th of Jan, we're at home to Villa. 22nd of Jan, we're at home to Zagreb. And then all the way up to the 25th. That's our furthest game. That's only the second game outside of London, and that's Wolves away.
We got FA Cup weekend within that now because we made tomorrow, isn't it? So that's normally round about the 4th of January, isn't it? Sort of like first weekend in January, that FA Cup, isn't it?
We got Brighton on the 4th, so I'd imagine
that'll get moved to midweek.
That'll get moved to a midweek. That'll get rescheduled. Which if we end up getting a London club like a Millwall or something like that, or fucking Charlton. Then that game will get moved, and we won't have a game outside of London.
A nice home draw against Reading or something like that would be nice, wouldn't it?
100%. But this is the thing. I think our best chance of a trophy this season is a cup. Because I don't think we'll win the league, and I don't think we'll win the Champions League.
No.
Despite that Sporting game the other night, we were quality in that game, by the way. I thought we were quality yesterday for 40 minutes as well. Like that first 40 minutes before they scored. I thought we were absolutely insane. Like some of the passing, some of the goals, like just the movement, we blew them away, and then they got back in it. And again, same as Sporting the other night, they got back in it right in the first minute of the second half. West Ham got right back in it, but we scored a penalty right at the right time. We got a penalty in both of them games, and Saka buried both. And that totally killed both games. Whereas if we hadn't have got that penalty yesterday, the second one, and then West Ham got another, all of a sudden it's hold up a minute, it's now 4-3. Same with the Sporting game. They got a second instead of we getting the fourth. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, now it's 3-2.
Exactly.
But we've been very good. The Chelsea game, I don't think we were very good. You was at that game as well, weren't you?
Yeah, it was.
What was the atmosphere like in the fans in that game? Because
I
thought
it was
we were
good.
poor,
it was usual. The atmosphere was good because like Chelsea, you're kind of close you're right up close, aren't you? So
especially if you're in lower tier,
every corner, every corner, every throw in, you're sort of, you're kind of, you're right up close. So it's sort of like an old sort of ground, if you like. So it does generate a lot of good atmosphere. Again, we look good in stages, but it was a sort of game where I thought to myself, we're not looking brilliant here, But I mean, getting back to that, when you said about the penalties, I think when I was watching your watch along against Sporting, I think I came on and made a comment about if we swap shirts here at half time, because for the first 20 minutes, I'm thinking, what's he said to him? What's he said to him at half time? Because we looked awful. And I'm thinking, if they get another goal here, we're banging trouble. So you're right in that sense, the penalty came. But I don't know about you, Lee, when we were 4-0 up and cruising yesterday, when they scored that goal, when Wan-Bissaka scored that goal, I felt as if we was 1-0 down. I was absolutely gutted. I was fuming, when they scored that goal. Because I'm thinking, these are goals that are avoidable. We was all ball watching, one ball through the middle. I think Calafiore got caught again. And I was like, oh no, and we're 4-1 up. We're 4-1 up and absolutely bossing the game. And I'm thinking, but do you know what I mean? That goal really, the second goal, wonder goal, but I was really annoyed about that first goal when West Ham scored.
That was slack defending from Calafiore. Yeah, and the goalkeeper should have done better as well, right at the near post. And it weren't even like he was like 3 yards inside of his post. He was right on the post.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you've got to do better than that, mate.
Yeah.
But listen, David Raya has been brilliant this season for us. He's kept us in a lot of games this season. Yeah, so I'm not going to knock him too much. But that Calafiori, mate, I don't know what the fans are like at the ground, because our fans online love this guy, and I can't stand him. Yeah, I'd rather have Zinchenko at left back.
Yeah, I mean, with Calafiori, he's getting some. There's not many haters out there for him to be. Not haters, but I mean, hate's the wrong word. But there's not many dislikes about him. A lot of people rate him. A lot of people are thinking, you know, he's going to improve and he's going to get better and everything else. I don't think that's his position. I mean, I've not seen enough of him at centre half. But I think he looks exactly like a centre half at fullback that's not comfortable. He looks like your typical, when you've played at school and you've played. I mean, I've played at different levels, and your fullback goes off injured, and you've only got strikers on the bench or something like that, and you go, right, who wants to drop in at right back or left back, and the centre half goes, well, I'll go there, and then they look like a fish out of water, and that's what he looks like to me. He looks like a typical centre half.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think he looks like? Sorry to cut in there. I actually think he'd be better playing in that Jorginho role, like as a deep lying playmaker, because he can bomb forward and he can break through the lines. I think his passing's half decent. I wouldn't say it's as good as Zinchenko's or Jorginho's, but I think he'd be better playing in that position. Yeah, just sitting back, or maybe as a sweeper. Yeah, maybe as a sweeper. We don't see that in the game very often anymore, do we? But maybe as a sweeper, just mopping everything up and just bopping the ball out to the left and the right. But at left back, mate.
No, I just don't think it's his position, and I think long term, as I said, we've got to be the way Liverpool have started the season, and because we had our wobble and our sort of ups and downs and everything, we've got to be absolutely flawless. And I think everyone has got to be on their game. Every single game now is a cup final. If we're going to sort of push for the league or give it a go or be there or thereabouts come what may, then we can't afford to have Calafiori being caught and ball watching, and it's got to be tight. It's got to be strengthened. But it's a good point, Lee. I mean, he could play there, because one of his strengths that he has got, when he's got the ball and he's got space in front of him, he's good at carrying the ball. He's good at sort of going,
drop his shoulder and he's gone, isn't he?
Dropping the shoulder, running with the ball. He's useful at that. He's looking good at that. But defensively, I think if you sat him down, really, I don't think he's happy. He's doing his best, but I don't think he's happy at left back. It's not his natural position.
Do you know what's mad, right? I looked on his stats yesterday when I was on the watch along. Yeah, and he's actually played left back more times than centre back in his whole career.
Seriously?
Yeah, which I'm baffled by, because I'm looking at him thinking,
surprised about that.
Like, you've come from the Italian league where they're known for defensive ability, and they're good at defending. He's played 66 games in his career at left back and 40 at centre back.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, how is that even possible? Obviously, this league is a lot quicker than the Italian league. Yeah, but then he's inverting as well. Whereas in Italy, at Bologna, I didn't watch Bologna last season.
Yeah.
Was he doing that at Bologna? Like, I don't know. Anyone who watches it in this chat, let me know, because I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, what is he better than Zinchenko at? Yeah, because defensively, I think Zinchenko is better than him, even though I think he's trash as well. Yeah. He's better on Zinchenko's better on the ball. He's got a better first touch, and he looks way more composed with the ball at his feet. Without the ball, Zinchenko's a problem. And then he is a problem. He's always out of position, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but his passing, Zinchenko's miles better. Yeah, he can do that little threaded eye of the needle ball, Zinchenko, or a little reverse pass. Calafiori seems very clumsy at times. Yeah, and then going back the other way, mate, he should have been sent off against Leicester. Let's be real. He should have. Yeah, he cost us a goal against Sporting the other day off the corner. Yeah, he weren't marking his man.
No.
Yeah, and then yesterday, again, he was ball watching, and Wan-Bissaka goes straight in and scores.
Straight in behind him.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, and even in the Man City game, when we were down to 10 men and we put that dirty low block in, he was getting cooked up by a Savio every time. And I'm just like, he was on his bum more times than he was on his feet. It's like, bro, come on, what are we doing? Like, listen, people are saying, give him time and all that. It's a new league. We ain't got time. We're 9 points behind. We ain't got time. Any more fuck ups, and it will cost us in a big game this season. I'm convinced, and hopefully Yeah, hopefully he's not injured because he went off and he was holding his groin yesterday when he went off. Yeah, but I don't want to see him play against Man United.
No. I think it's something. I mean, I still think we need a striker without a doubt. We definitely need a striker. That is one thing what we need to be. And if we can get one in January, then so be it. But I think the left back, because he obviously don't like Tierney. I mean, he's got Tierney on the bench and he's getting Tierney in the squad and all that. But Tierney ain't going to get a run in the team, unfortunately.
Might get a League Cup
and he's an out and out left back.
Yeah,
you know, he's an old school left back that you can pretty much rely on as a defender. But he ain't going to. He's not going to put Tierney in the team. So I think we've got to address the left back position. I mean, I said I was on Jezzy's in the week. And we was talking about Ben White and everything. And I said, well, what about, you know, would Ben White playing left back, Timber right back be an option? And, you know, there's a few comments. I mean, you know, Ben White left back, but he plays the left side of midfield at centre half. And I'm thinking, would he be any worse than Calafiori at left back? I'm not sure. I don't think he would. I think he'd be a lot better than Zinchenko. I don't think he'd be any worse than Calafiori at left back. So I don't know.
Even the young lad, Lewis Skelly, like he's looked good when he's played.
Yes, good shout. I've seen it. Yeah, I mean Skelly. But again, the thing is, you've got to blood these youngsters in gradually, and you've got to. Every game now is such a pressurised game because we're playing catch up, and because every game is a must win.
Yeah.
To throw these youngsters in now is you're gambling. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, and it's one of them things that some youngsters you throw in and they just thrive on it, don't they? They just hit the ground, you know, hit the ground running. But yeah, it's risky. It is a weakness, I think. Looking at the team, striker, left back, I think they're the two areas that's going to really come to haunt us, I think.
I think that left-hand side of ours, that's been a problem pretty much since he's been here. Like, as soon as we got rid of Aubameyang, got rid of Tierney on loan, you know, midfield with Xhaka gone on that left side as well. Yeah. That whole left side, we go so much down the right-hand side, which is cool and it's worked, to a certain degree. Obviously, we ain't got over the line. Yeah, but as predictable as it may be, it has been working in terms of output. Yeah, but we need to mix it up sometimes. And that left-hand side, whether it's Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus. I mean, Jesus was awful when he came on yesterday. Yeah, same with Sterling when he came on. It's like, mate, just rip their contracts up, please. All right, just save the money. That's 300 grand a week, 400 grand a week. Just go and buy a striker, mate. Yeah, that left-hand side, even with Marino in midfield, like, I've seen people say that he's been great since he's got it. It's like, what are you watching, mate? Like, real talk, what are you watching?
Yeah,
like,
he hasn't. I mean, I'm on the fence with him, really. I mean, he doesn't excite me. You know, he's done sort of simple things and he's broken up play and he's just given the short pass, but he hasn't done anything exceptional. And I was hearing all these good things about, you know, he carries the ball and he's box to box and he's this, he's that, and he hits 30, 40 yard passes and he gets on the end of things. So I was really excited for when he was coming. And sort of looking into him, he's just like your bulk standard kind of
He's El Neni without any athleticism.
Exactly. To me, he don't do anything at the moment. He's not really showing me that he can change games.
No, you know? When he came on against Chelsea, I've seen people say, "Oh, what a nice little 20-minute cameo." I was thinking, "What are you watching, mate? He put him straight through." Like, what are we doing it? Like, it's crazy. Let me grab these super chats real quick. I'm going to mud this.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Why don't you go and support another top 6 club, mate? Why don't you go and support Barnet? How about that? Yeah. How long you supported the club, mate? How long? 50 years?
50 years, yeah.
Yeah, and I've done 37.
Yeah.
So we've done 87 years between us, mate. Why don't you go and support Barnet if you don't know what we're saying?
He probably ain't even got grandparents as old as that.
yeah, that's true. I hate Arteta so much. I swear, Lee, we are cursed. Arteta can't win trophies, says. But do you know what it is? Yeah, I'm just fed up of the excuses for why this guy can't win anything. There's always an excuse. It's like we never heard this level of excuses for Wenger in the last couple of years. Yeah, there were some hardcore Wenger-ins that wouldn't let it go. Yeah, but we were 4.5 years into a trophy drought under Wenger. Obviously, it went 9 in the end. People were fighting in the stands against each other, like Wenger in, Wenger out. And we're 4.5 years now, and like people are sitting there going, "Oh, this is amazing. We're great. Oh yeah, Liverpool are going to collapse. Yeah. Oh well, his slot's not as good as Arteta." It's like, bro, this guy's won a title, yeah, against Ajax with Feyenoord. Yeah, that's the equivalent of Tottenham winning a title. Yeah, against Man City. Yeah.
Facts.
Like, let's just be real. Or maybe I'm probably doing Feyenoord a discredit. Maybe it's the equivalent of us beating Man City. I don't know. Yeah, but either way, this guy is not the guy to win us a major honour. But at the same time, that's why I get the ump with him, because if you're not going to be able to get over the line in these major honours, which he can't, the Champions League, the league, which he's proven he can't, even being in big winning positions and clear at the top, take the cup seriously, mate. Yeah, and he don't. Yeah, and listen, I hope we beat Palace when we play them, because then we're in a semi.
So
and then when we're in the semi, it's over 2 legs, I think.
So do I.
Please give us Newcastle or Brentford. Although Newcastle, well, actually saying that, don't give us Newcastle. Maybe Brentford. Yeah, with all due respect to them, they're flying as well. But I think we'd beat them. Yeah, Newcastle, away, well, that's hard work. We've seen that for the last couple of seasons under this manager. Yeah. At home, they always fold in London. They fall apart every time they come down south. Yeah, so I think over 2 legs, we probably would do Newcastle and Brentford. If we get Liverpool, if they do Southampton, we're done. Over 2 legs against Liverpool, it ain't happening, mate. No. If we get Man United or Tottenham, I'd fancy my chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, against either of them. Yeah, and then the other teams that are in it are... Who's the other teams that are in it? There's somebody else that's in it as well. Who else is in the cup, guys? Yeah, we've got Newcastle, Brentford, Arsenal...
Newcastle.
No, that is it.
Yeah, that is it. You got Man United, Spurs, Newcastle, Brentford, us and Palace.
Yeah, and then Liverpool, Southampton. Yeah,
Liverpool, Southampton.
So the best we can hope for, the best we can hope for is fucking Tottenham or Man United or Brentford or Newcastle. Because if we get Liverpool right now, then that's hard work.
And the thing is with the Carabao Cup, at the start of the season, of course it's not kind of high on the priority list. You know, you got the Premiership, Champions League, but I think the way the season's, I think the way this guy has not sort of brought trophies to the club, all right, apart from the FA Cup when he first went there, but I think now that it's important. I think it's important for the fans. It's important for a day at Wembley, you know. And let's be honest. I mean, when Klopp won that Carabao Cup against Chelsea, he still says that that's one of the best cups he's ever won, and he wouldn't change that for the world. That gave him as much joy winning that cup as it did when he won the Premiership.
Do you think that's because that was his last trophy, though? Or do you think that's because of the way they had some billion injuries?
And I think the team he played, we had a lot of youngsters, didn't he? He blooded a lot of youngsters, and he played a Chelsea team. But I think any other team other than Chelsea in that cup final, he would have.
They would have blitzed them.
Yeah, they would have lost, definitely.
Chelsea should have beaten them. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
They rode their luck in that final.
But what I'm trying to say, Lee, I mean, for me, you know, I'd take the Carabao Cup. I'd like to go far in the Champions League, obviously. And I don't know, the Premiership now. I'll tell you how I'm looking at the Premiership, Lee. I'm looking at the Premiership. I just want to be in there or thereabouts come the end of the season. I don't want to now completely fold. I don't want to sort of say top 4. Oh, we'll make the top 4. Because to me, that would be a disaster. That's a disaster, you know. I still want to come around about March, April time. If we're only sort of 6 points behind, 5 points in it, I still want to think to myself, hang on a minute, we've still got an outside chance here, you know. But again, as I said, there's no room for error. It is all about how we play. Every game now, it is 100%. Like Wednesday, I mean, Man United, they've just banged Everton. So they're going to be right up for that game on Wednesday. And that's his first big game since he arrived. You know, this is the first major scalp he could take to make a statement in this league. If he comes and if Man United come and do a job on us Wednesday, that's
mate, if we don't win that game, I'm fuming. Yeah, because I watched up until 2-0. As soon as they went 2-0, I turned it off.
Yeah,
because they're not that good, mate. Like,
no, they're awful. They're not.
You can see what he's trying to do in terms of the 3-4-3 and all of that.
Yeah,
but he's playing players out of position left, right, and centre. I mean, Kobe Mino and Bruno today were awful. Rashford's shit. Yeah, Garnacho's shit. Yeah, and like in midweek, I watched them against Bodo Glimt. That was their reserve team, Bodo Glimt. They dropped 6 players for that game and still scored twice. So I'm like, we're going to beat them comfy. And I've been giving it all the mouth all week. Right? If we do not win that game, I'm finished. Yeah, because I've been running my mouth. I've never been so confident for a game against them.
You'll get pelters, Lee, won't you? You'll get absolutely mullered if we don't win that game Wednesday. I mean, for me, being old school, there's 2 fixtures in the season that mean more to me than anything, and that is the Man United game and Spurs.
Spurs, yeah.
That's it. Man United, to me, is probably, I get more, I want to beat Man United more than I beat Spurs. And I know I'm probably going to get pelters for that with the viewers. But
I'm the same. I don't rate Spurs. They're not my
honestly, rival, at the end of the day, Man United is the one team I cannot take losing to. And I think it's because of all the history, the Wenger,
even George Graham when we got dot points and all of that.
Oh,
6 dot points.
Yeah, Man United is the one for me, and it's always the game where I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. That is the one game in the season I cannot lose to.
Do you know what I think it is? Yeah, I mean, obviously you're a bit older than me, respectfully, yeah, right. But the cup final where we done them. Yeah, like the fight at Old Trafford where we got dot points, Pizzagate where Cesc threw the pizza, like always Vieira Keane having a tear up, Van Nistelrooy, all the bullshit that happened there, Keown and Parler and all that lot beating him up. It's like the managers having a go at each other every time we played, like all the scraps in the tunnel. That's what it is, and the fact that we were both challenging for trophies at the times, right. And obviously, like I said, cup final when we beat them. Right, even the cup final when Vieira scored for us, we got battered in that game and done them on penalties. Vieira's last game.
How we got away with that FA Cup, I do not know. I mean, when it went to penalties and we won them, I couldn't believe it because we was battered that game. The worst game
could have been about 6-0, couldn't it?
No, the worst game of Man United is when we got beat in the semi-final when Giggs went on that mazy run and smashed it.
Whipped his shirt off.
And as soon as he got that ball, I'm going, take a yellow card.
Yeah, wipe him out. Keown, wipe him out. Fucking somebody wipe him out.
Yeah. Tackle him. And he's getting closer and closer and closer to the goal. And then he just unleashed that. And then I'm like, why ain't no one taking him out? Take it. There was minutes to go. Just take a yellow. Just take one for the team. Bring him down. Do you know what I mean?
That game pissed me off. I was in a boozer with my pal and he's a Man U fan. Yeah. And I said, if this goes to penalties, we'll walk out. We live around the corner from each other. We were in some residence club where we lived. I said, we'll go home. We'll check the score tomorrow. Yeah. It's like, yeah. And that was before Bergkamp missed a penalty. Yeah. Right. So I was like, if this goes pens, like we're going home. Yeah. It's like, yeah. And then fucking Bergkamp missed a penalty. Vieira gives the ball to Giggsy. Yeah, and I was like you. I was like, fucking wipe him out. Freak out. Fucking take him out.
I can still picture it now. But we would have better. I'm pretty sure if you watch that game again, we were a better team in that game. We should have won that.
Oh, yeah, we should have won that. But you know what's mad? Yeah, about cup finals, especially. I know it was a semi, but cup finals, especially. I was at the game when we lost to Michael Iron when he came off the bench. I was in Cardiff for that.
Oh.
Yeah, mate, we were so fucking unlucky in that final. Actually, we should have had a penalty.
We robbed that game, weren't we?
Yeah, we was. But it's the same. Like this, when we're saying about the Man U one and the rivalry and all that, it's like that Man United final with Vieira, right? When he scored the penalty, the winning penalty, like that kind of makes up for the one where we got robbed, didn't it? Because like we shouldn't have won. We should have won that one, but we shouldn't have won that one.
I went absolutely nuts when that went in. I just like and it's but what I'm trying to say is like on Wednesday. All of that emotions and all of that history and everything else, that is the one game.
Yeah.
And the Man United game is the one game that I have to win.
Yep.
I have to win.
I'm the same. I don't rate Tottenham as my rival anyway, or our rivals as a club. They've always been shit, mate. Like, I get it in terms of logistics and in terms of Middlesex and North London, all that shit. I get all of that. Yeah, and sharing their stadium during the war and all that bollocks. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, they've been crap my entire life.
yeah, as a football entity, Arsenal and Tottenham it's similar to playing, sort of, no disrespect, but it's similar to playing like Arsenal West Ham.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a bigger game for Tottenham. Let's be real.
Oh yeah. It's more of a game than Tottenham. But you know, I can't. I mean, going back to touching on Tottenham, there is no way I was cheering for Tottenham last season when I wanted, you know, when everyone wanted them to beat City for us to try and win the league.
No proper Arsenal fan was, mate. Yeah, that was all for show on the internet, wasn't it? Because the manager didn't get off the line that they've backed for 5 years.
Couldn't do that.
Let me grab these super chats real quick, yeah? Big up to Cosy as well. Slot taking names and winning in year one. Bro, it's crazy. He's done very well because I thought it was going to go one of two ways. He was either going to do very well. I didn't expect him to do this well, or he was getting sacked by Christmas. Yeah, and he's gone in there. And I can't believe how well they're doing at the minute, man. Big up to you. Big up Benno as well. Lee, why are there no big European clubs coached by English managers? I can't think of any because they're not very good coaches, bro. Hence why no English manager has won the Premier League, let alone a European. Like, obviously, there's hardly any English managers, like you said, like managing around the world because they don't rate us, bro. Yeah, the only country that rates English footballers and English managers is England. Let's just be real with it. Yeah, because we're not very good. We overrate ourselves as a nation for football. Yeah, we hype up everything. We've got the best PR, the best marketing. Yeah, and I was saying this about Man United earlier. Man United have got this manager in. He looks decent, yeah, from what he's done previously. But at the same time, he's still got Garnacho who can't score goals consistently. Still got Rasmus who can't. Rashford as well. Still got Bruno who's going to disappear in games, just start spanking the ball 50 yards. Still got Casemiro who makes some mistakes. Yeah, he's still got a defence that can't defend properly on a regular basis. And then he's trying to implement a totally different style of play. And they look a little bit all over the gaff, which is why we better fucking hammer them. I'm expecting a comfortable win on Wednesday. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
But it's Arsenal, Lee. It's Arsenal, Lee, you know?
Yeah, this is the problem. It's what Arsenal's turning up, isn't it?
As much as people put the wheels on, they can come off. I mean, if we're going on current form and the way we're playing, because Everton are bad. Everton are so poor. So, you know, I'm not looking at their game today. But, I mean, if you look at the games we've played, you know, they should come to Wednesday and we should win. We should win quite comfortable Wednesday. No problem at all. They've got Kobe Mainoo who's not playing, is he? I think he's
suspended. So
he's suspended. So they'll probably play
Martinez, the centre back. He's suspended as well.
Yeah. Oh, I can't stand him. He's dirty. He's filthy.
He's a little shit, isn't he? I'm glad we didn't sign him in the end.
Yeah,
we were looking at him, weren't we? We bought Timber instead.
So they're going to have Casemiro in midfield, which is, I'm sorry, he's gone now, Casemiro. As far you know, so yeah, we should hopefully get the job done. But again, you know, we've got to go. We've got to start positive. We've got to start fast. You know, close and on the front foot again, and then hopefully we can. I think the first goal is going to be important on Wednesday, Lee, to be honest, because I think if Man United score, I think they'll sit on that a little bit and try and get us on the counter, which they can. They've still got players on the counter that do look dangerous. I mean, although Rashford ain't brilliant, on the counter.
He loves a goal against us, though, doesn't
he? Yeah, and he's quick on the counter attack as well. But I think if he plays on the left-hand side, I think Timber's got the measure of him, definitely.
Big up to... go on, sorry, go on.
No, go on, mate.
I was going to say, big up Silver Ronin, man. Arteta's anti-orthodox players. Inverting hurts us. Bro, inverting does hurt us. I can't lie. He's got to stop doing it. Just play players in the right positions and stop trying to be sexy with it. Like, big up to Mali as well. Crazy how Elise has gone to Bayern and everyone in Germany called him a signing of the season. Yeah, I'm being told he ain't that good. Yeah, but then they'll tell you that the German league's shit. Yeah, the worst Bayern team in 12 years beat us. Makes no sense, bro. Big up to Nadira as well. Lost 2-0, City fan. Thought it was going to be 5-0, so I'll take that. This wasn't the game where I'm like, must win. Forest on Wednesday is a must win. Angry, but we go. Nadir, do you know what? If they had their shooting boots on, mate, that would have been 5 at half time. Yeah, they had one shot in 40 minutes. See, they were awful, man. They were awful. But yeah, big up to you, mate. It is what it is. Man said, this is the same guy, Calvin, earlier. Go and support another top 6 club if they will have you. Bro, I don't need to support a top 6 club, mate. A la Madrid y nada más. Hold that. Hijo de puta. Yeah? Betty a la mierda, hijo de puta. Yeah? Hold that, granny boy.
Yeah, I don't want to see.
Get in the fucking bin.
I don't know.
No, I get these idiots all the time. As soon as Arsenal win a couple of games, all these dickheads come out the woodwork again. Yeah? It is what it is. Your analysis and drivel is incoherent.
They stay quiet when we're in the mud, but when we start winning and looking effective, they start to try and I see. Right,
that's what it is. It's all part of the game. That's why I just laugh at him. Yeah, he literally waited 5 minutes to put his comment in because it's sub mode only. So he has to subscribe to the channel, wait 5 minutes, and then wait to comment. And he's chatting shit, and he's just been blocked. Yeah, it's like big up Cole Rossi for blocking him. He's a mutant. And then what will happen is he'll set up another account. He'll forget the email address and password for the first one he set up. So I've gained 2 subs because he'll then sub again. Round there, mate. It's hilarious. It's all part of YouTube, mate. Mate, trust me. Yeah, don't set the channel up. Yeah, because you will get a lot of these idiots rock up. Yeah, it's like the same when Madrid lost to Liverpool the other night. My chat went crazy. Oh, what you saying now? What you saying now? Whatever. Madrid will still win the Champions League. Yeah, we know Madrid start slow. They always do. Same as City. However, City are in proper mud right now. But
yeah, it's a weird one, City. I can't.
What do you put it down to, though? It can't just be Rodri, mate. Something's gone on there. Like, I don't know. They've we see Pep with the scratches and all of that.
Kenny Ken said like it's quite simple. It's injuries, but you know, with it, City have had injuries before, and they've still had a strong enough bench. You know, because City's bench would make most teams first 11. So injuries affect everyone. But I mean, their key player one player Rodri has been out, and man was saying like, "Wow, this is it now." You know, Rodri, but everyone else has got a chance. Rodri's missing. And I thought, no, one player's not going to make a difference to that City team. They've got too many good players. But they've lost their kind of defensive midfield player. They've lost their kind of player that sort of gets on the ball, slows it down. Because if you look at their midfield now, it's kind of all over the place. There's no one really sort of foot on the ball, breaking up play, slowing things down. And I can't believe that one player they're missing is really affected their game. Haaland looks bang average now. If Haaland ain't scoring, see, with me, again, Lee, I take a lot of criticism for this. But the players that I've seen over the years, you know, and I'll put Henry's, Bergkamp's, the Drogbars and all of that. If Haaland ain't scoring goals, he looks a bang average player.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? He very rarely can hold the ball up. He don't make any space. He don't create any space, and he can't pass.
Yeah.
So unless he's unless he's scoring goals, if you take his goals away, which recently it's all dried up, he just looks a passenger up front. So if you're watching football for the very first time, or you don't know nothing about Erling Haaland, and you watch that, and you watch Man City in the last 3 games, and you say, see that player up front, apparently he's the best in the world. They'd go, fuck off.
Yeah, they'd be like, the men in white coats to turn up.
Hey?
The men in white jackets would be like, no, you get in the van, mate. You're going in the pub yourself.
Because I've seen strikers that don't score goals. I mean, I remember when Bergkamp went weeks without scoring, and Henry had a drop, but they still looked effective. They were still creating passes, creating space, assisting, looking dangerous. He completely looks lost. He looks like a great big flop up front that just can't hold the ball up or anything. So that's a concern. So I think that's a worry, because they don't quite know what to do with him. And I said the other day, they haven't got another striker. They're similar to us. So if Haaland's not scoring the goals, they've got no one else, because they got rid of Alvarez, didn't they?
Yeah, he's doing well at Atleti as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I reckon that was, I couldn't believe they got rid of Alvarez, to be honest. I really thought that Alvarez was going to stay and be a good backup for Haaland, or be someone different for Haaland. So Haaland's not looking good. So there's no goals. They've lost Rodri. They haven't really got a defensive midfield player, which leaves their back 4 wide open. And when you think about it, even Man City, I mean, listen, they've been a fantastic team. Can't take nothing away from them. Just perhaps nitpicking, but even the high flying Man City, they still look vulnerable at the back when
one ball over the top diagonal,
yeah,
down the
long
wings, you're in
ball
every time.
diagonals. When teams run at them, they still let in chances and they still looked vulnerable at the back. So if you put all those together, Haaland, no defensive midfield player in there, no one to control the game in midfield, along with that back four, you know, that's why they're falling apart. They've been
poor recruitment as well. Poor recruitment. Like his lineup today had Bernardo Silva on the right, Mateus Nunes on the left, Foden at number 10. Then he had Gundo and Rico Lewis as the two in midfield behind them. I was like, where are the goals coming from? Where's the creativity in that team? Because Bernardo don't really create a lot. Mateus Nunes don't create a lot. Foden's been shit all season. Yeah. Gundo is not the guy he was when he was there when he won him the treble or helped win a treble.
No.
Right? And Rico Lewis has just come through the academy. Yeah. And he's probably better suited to right back than he is in midfield.
I was going to say, he's a fullback, isn't he?
Yeah. And then they've got Kyle Walker, who's fell off a cliff the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. The goalkeeper for them, ironically, today was man of the match, and he ended up costing them the game in the end by giving the pen away. Like, he was unreal, wasn't he? The saves he was making. But then when you look at their bench, they have Grealish, Doku, and Savio on the bench. You're like, why didn't you go ultra low block? You're at Anfield. You've fucking been pammed home how many games in a row? Park the bus, do something different, and go with Grealish or Doku or Savio and Grealish or Doku and Grealish or whatever. Yeah, and then you've got somebody that can drag you up the pitch. You've got a little bit of fucking pace. Yeah, but they didn't. And then you maybe get the ball into Haaland because we know Grealish can put it on a plate for Haaland. He did it with the treble season.
Exactly.
Instead, he brings them all on. He brought De Bruyne on with about 10 minutes to go. I'm like, yeah, I know De Bruyne's legs have gone, but come on, mate. Like, his whole 11 today was a joke. Yeah, and they were very, very lucky. That scoreline flattered them because that should have been 5.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I see, and I'm thinking you're seeing very similarities of Pep to Wenger. I think Pep's probably going to outstay his welcome, and all his and everything he's done, he's going to get sort of overshadowed. And you know, they've kept him on for another year. Is that because the club have probably looked around before offering him this year's contract and thought to themselves, well, hang on a minute, there's no one really suitable that we like to take it over. So we'll just give Pep another year. And Pep's probably thinking, oh, really? Have I got to do another year? Do you know what I mean? You know, that sort of like, can you do this job? Like, is it all right if you carry on doing this job because like we've got no one else? And you go, oh, all right, then I'll do it.
Yeah, give us one more year. A bit like when Ronaldo went to Madrid. Give us one more year. Yeah, and I'll let you go Madrid kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
I'm just wondering whether Pep was teed up to think to himself that this was his last year, and now he's thinking he's got to go again.
Do you think it might have something to do with the charges though? Because I'm seeing people say, "Oh, yeah, they're definitely getting found guilty." You know, this is a show of solid, like solitude and all that. With Pep staying, players are looking at new contracts like Rodri. Yeah, so it's like everyone's committed, we're together. But then they go on this mad losing streak, and it's like, you know, what are we doing here? It looks, you're right, it is very similar to Wenger. I'm not saying, listen, he's light years clear of Wenger.
Oh, yeah.
And what he's won. But at the same time, the scenario is very similar. It's almost, he looks lost, mate. Yeah, he's sitting there and he don't have a clue what to do.
Well, you said it earlier on in the chat. He's not used to this position. He's never been in this position. So he don't quite know what to do. He's kind of been top of the tree for so long that when it goes wrong, he's kind of like, okay, well, what do I do? I've not been in this position. You know, he's gone from driving Ferraris to like a Ford Focus. Do you know what I mean? He's like, what am I doing here? Where's the power? What's happening? You know? So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, again, they should bounce back against Forest, shouldn't they? Really. But anything against Forest.
You'd think they would, but at the same time, like, you just never know. Right? You wouldn't have thought they would have conceded 3 against Feyenoord with 13 minutes to go.
No.
At home, 3-0 up. And do you know what was crazy about that game? They gifted him a goal, so you're like, okay, 3-1. Yeah, and then it goes 3-2. You're like, okay, they're still at home 3-2. They then got a free kick, Man City. about 25 yards out, and they took a quick free kick with about 4 minutes to go, or 3 minutes to go. It's like, why are you taking a quick free kick, mate?
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing? Just slow the game down. You've lost 6 in a row. Yeah. It's 3-2. Yeah, just chill. Yeah, just chill out. Waste a load of time. And then the goalkeeper comes legging it out, totally misses the ball. You're like, no, what the fuck are you lot doing, mate? Yeah, exactly. And they're all looking around at each other, shell-shocked.
Where's the game management? People have a go at us for sort of, slowing the game down, but it's all game management. It's all part of the modern day game now, you know? I mean,
especially experienced international players and title-winning players.
Exactly. If that was Arsenal, you've lost sort of 60 in a row and you're 3-2 up with 4 minutes to go. The last thing you do is take a quick free kick.
Yeah. Mate, that was like, do you remember when we played Anderlecht?
Yellow card for time wasting.
Yeah, just take one for the team, pull the shirt back.
Go down, cramp or something like that. You know what I mean? I know it's not nice, but it's what you have to do.
Mate, do you remember when we played Anderlecht and we were 3-0 up at home to Anderlecht and drew 3-3 under Wenger?
Oh,
remember that? Yeah. That was exactly the same as what I watched the other night. Let me just grab these super scores. I need to go for a piss as well, mate, yeah?
Yeah, no worries, man.
Big up to Luke. I think Pep looks tired and needs a break. Bro, he does look tired, but at the same time, I think that's because of the stress of the fact of knowing that, oh, shit, yeah, Arne Slot's coming here. Liverpool are better than us. We didn't do enough in the summer. Yeah. And they're hanging on as much as they can, but they just don't look like they're getting out of it at the minute. If they lose to Nottingham Forest, they're completely finished. Yeah, they're done. They'll be in the top 4 race. If they beat Forest, they're hanging on for dear life. Get to January, go and sign a couple of players. They could be back. Yeah, but at the same time, if they drop any more points in the next 3 or 4 games, they're done. Yeah, they're done. And big up Rossi as well, man. Big up Carl Rossi, gifted 5 memberships out. Spill Studios, Paddy wants Pats, got one as well. Who else got them? Love United 8 the Ops, Blue Moon FC, and there's another one. Where's the other one? Why can't I see the other one? I think that's it, right? I think that's it.
Lee, do you think...
Cole Rossi was gifted a membership by Cole Rossi. How funny is that? You gifted the memberships and you got one yourself. That's hilarious. I was thinking, where's it gone? And big up to you, mate. Go on, sorry, mate.
Lee, do you think? I don't know what the listeners might think of this, but do you actually think that Chelsea are in with this race?
They're currently going under the radar, aren't they? And they've got 2 squads. Let's be real with it.
I mean, when you look at their players and the way this manager has turned that team, because they were dross last season. They were poor. I mean, they've been poor for 2 seasons. And this guy's come in. He's turned them around. I mean, some of the football they're playing is really, 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 really good. And I'm just wondering now, I mean, we're talking about City because they've been around for so long. But if they continue to fall away, do you think Chelsea are going to be challenging? I don't know.
It's mad because they're in the Conference League. So they've literally rested their whole squad for the Conference League. So they're fresh. They've got 1 game a week. Yeah, exactly. Even though they've got 2. But they got 2 squads. Yeah, and the teams they're playing in that Conference League, they could put their kids out every week and beat them. Yeah, so it's like their first team players, and the ones that are on the fringe of coming into the first team are getting game time in the conference, and then being played here and there. Yeah, they've got so many good attacking options as well. Like they've got Pedro Neto, they've got Jackson. He's in form at the minute, and he's actually impressed me. I can't lie, because he was a flop when he first came in.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 6 months later, he's banging goals for fun. And then this season, he's carried it on. But they've got Neto, Sancho, Palmer, Jackson. Madueke's shit, but he'll cause teams problems just because of his pace. Yeah, Mudrik's shit. Again, he'll cause teams problems because of his pace. They've got Caicedo who's balling out. Enzo. Yeah. Their goalkeeper's the biggest problem for me. Yeah, Joe Felix as well. He's a baller. He's a good player. But their goalkeeper's an issue. Yeah, they're always ship goals of him in goal. If they go and buy it, and it sounds mad because they bought about 10 goalkeepers. Yeah, but if they go and buy a proper goalkeeper, then they might be in with a shout. Can you imagine, right, if both of them, Liverpool and Chelsea, finish above us this season? Both in their first seasons.
This is what I mean. I mean, people keep having a go for us getting on Arteta's case all the time, but I said it. He's got to win something this year. If he doesn't win something this year, and you've got Chelsea finishing above us and Liverpool finishing above us, when we were favourites to win the league and we came 2 points away from winning it last season, if he doesn't win anything, I mean, there's some serious questions need to be answered. Honestly, real talk, there's some real serious questions need to be answered.
I'm going to go bathroom quickly. A big up Northside as well for the rage. I appreciate it, man. Make sure you sub to Northside's channel if you haven't, Northside LDM. But yeah, give me literally 2 minutes. I'll be back here.
No worries, man.
It's hot, man.
Two secs, guys. Be back in 2 minutes. We're back. You up, Lee?
Nah, cheers, man. Listen, big ups to everyone locked in there. There's like well over 1,000 people in here. Yeah, smash these likes up. We're going to redirect to Dan Potts in about 15 minutes here. But yeah, listen, mate, I'm looking at Liverpool right now and I'm just thinking, how do you stop them? Like, how do you actually stop them? Because the confidence is flowing through them. Alisson's on his way back.
Oh,
There's backup goalkeepers quality. He's been unreal killer.
Yeah.
They've lost Kanate, but they've got Joe Gomez walking in the team.
Yeah.
Van Dijk's probably been the best centre-back in the league this season. Yeah, and if he ain't, he's definitely up there. And if he ain't, Kanate is. And our centre-back, Gabriel, I think he's been better than Saliba.
Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic.
He's unreal, isn't he? Yeah, but it's like top level. And then you look at their midfield. They've got options. Gravenberch, he's been quality. McAllister, quality. Yeah, Szoboszlai, I thought, was the best player on the pitch today. You know, I thought he was unreal from the get-go. He just dictated the whole game. Yeah, then you look at Salah, he's in good form. Gakpo, whether he starts or off the bench. Darwin, yeah, he's mad erratic, but he'll always chip in. And it's like, they always find a way. Yeah, and they're not as, like you said earlier at the very beginning, they're not 100 mile an hour, all singing, all dancing. They're more controlled with it now. And it's like, how do you stop that? Yeah, a couple of injuries, maybe. Maybe if they get Van Dijk injured, maybe. Or like Salah injured, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but they've got Jota coming back. They've got Alisson coming back. Konate will be back in about 6 weeks. Harvey Elliott's just come back. So they've had injuries and they're still flying. And they've played a lot of fucking top teams, mate. Beating Real Madrid and Man City back to back is crazy.
Fact. I mean, it's going to be hard to stop them. It's going to be really hard to stop them because I can't see a lot of weaknesses in this Liverpool team at the moment. You know, you look at every single team when they're on a run. There's one or two. It's like us at the moment. We've had a good week, but you look at our left side, and it's vulnerable. Whereas Liverpool, you look at them all over the pitch. They look strong. You know, their left side, their right side, centre backs, their midfielders. They're just all on it. And even down to the goalkeeper, because I thought when they lost their goalkeeper, I'm thinking, there's the weakness.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the one. No, he's come in. In actual fact, there's now Liverpool fans saying that he might even keep Alisson out. He might even keep him out of the first team. The way he's playing.
I wouldn't drop him, if I'm honest.
You know,
I would not drop him. The way he's playing,
how strong they are. That's how strong. The only way where it can be dislodged is if they do get a couple of injuries. I think if they lose Van Dijk, because what he does for that team, the way he organises and brings players in, and
it's calming presence.
He's talking all the time. I think if anything happens to Van Dijk, that may dislodge him a little bit, because the other two partnerships together, Konate and that, I don't think it would be as effective.
If they had Konate and Gomez,
so I think the only way the wheels will come off is if anything happens to Van Dijk. I think if they lose Salah, I think they'll cope. I think they can still cope with that. Personally. Not if it was all level pegging. So if we were sort of 2 points ahead of Liverpool, or it was neck and neck and they lost Salah and there was a lot. But I think the fact that they're sort of 9 points clear, or if they lost Salah now, I still think they've got enough to try and so I think Van Dijk is the only way. But Lee, honestly, I mean, listen, I love football. So, although I'm an Arsenal fan through and through, I do always give credit where credit's due, and at the moment, Liverpool are absolutely flying and they look really, really good. And I don't know about Slot, because I don't think he's had to do a lot. All he's done really, he's just tweaked it here and there. He's made them a little bit more ugly. He's not made them for free flowing. He's made them a little bit more aggressive, and he's sort of calmed it all down a bit. Apart from that, he hasn't really done a lot. Liverpool have just played the way they've always played under Klopp, going forward, bombing forward. But I think what he's done, he's made little tweaks here and there that's made them kind of a little bit more calmer, less gung-ho.
A bit more compact as well.
Yeah. And that's all he's done. So it'd be interesting to see how good Slot is if he does hit a little bit of pressure. If they do sort of draw a couple, lose a couple, get knocked out of a cup, it will be interesting to see what he does then. And I think next season it'd be interesting to see what he does. If Salah goes, if Van Dijk goes, if they lose Trent, because these are key players in the dressing room as well. I mean, Van Dijk.
I think Trent's going to go. I think Van Dijk's about to sign a new deal. But, but did you hear Salah's comments the other day?
No,
about not being offered a new contract.
Yeah, I saw him today in the interview today after the match today, and it looks like they're not going to offer him one. To be honest, I don't think they're going to offer him one.
That'd be stupid, mate. That'd be ridiculous. I can't. I think he's going to go to Saudi, but I also think on the flip side that he's playing the game. He's holding out for 500 grand a week or 450 a week. He's already on 350 apparently, or 300 or whatever. And he's holding out for top dollar because he knows he can go Saudi. He can go. Anyone has signed him. Madrid has signed him on a free signing. Madrid has signed him.
100%. 100%.
And I think like he could go Saudi. He's going to get generational wealth. Like, and he's a Muslim guy. Yeah. Goes to Saudi. Yeah. I think he'd be, I wouldn't say wasted, because that league's not as bad as people make it out to be. There's some good players playing there. Yeah. But at the same time, this guy will get stupid amounts of money if he goes there, and that'll set his family up for generations. Yeah.
Oh,
but at the same time, I do think he's happy at Liverpool, but he wants top dollar at Liverpool, and he's 32. And Liverpool had never been that club.
I think what it is, I did hear the other day that he wanted another sort of 2 years, 3-year contract. I think he wanted to stay there till he was about 35 on top money. And I think Liverpool are thinking, hang on a minute, you know, you're flying at the moment. I mean, I can see both sides, because at 32, and I don't know how much he's on a week, but he's probably one of the highest.
He's on about 350, I think.
He's on 300. Say he's on 350 a week. You know, and you're going to pay that right up until he's 35. And at that age, I'm not being funny, but the wheels it can happen overnight. You could put your boots on overnight, run out onto the pitch up, and it's gone. Do you know what I mean? So,
well, we see it with Ozil and Aubameyang.
Exactly. So I can see both sides, so I can understand why they won't offer him a contract. If Salah's sitting down and say, right, okay, I'll have a year extended, they'll probably take that. But I think the fact that he wants more, you know, he wants to tie Liverpool up for another 2-3 seasons. And the owner's going, well, hang on a minute, you'll be 35 and we're still paying you 350 grand a week.
But do you think he could still do it in 3 years? Because I had this conversation with Craig the other day, Liverpool fan. And I've said it on shows with Northside and other people as well. Like, when he ripped his shirt off, I'm not zesty like that, by the way. Yeah, but when he ripped his shirt off the other day, he is in peak physical condition. Yeah, and he looks like he's like working out a lot harder to keep himself in. I mean, let's be real. Modric has never been that guy. Ronaldo's always kept himself trim. Modric is a slightly different player. But when you've had explosive pace and you're a winger, stroke striker, inverted winger, whatever, which Ronaldo was, and then become a striker, and Salah is. You rely on a little bit of trickery, a little bit of pace, but you have to also keep yourself absolutely prime condition if you want to carry on for longer years. Whereas with Modric, he plays a different position. Yeah, so it's like his brain, as long as his brain's still going, he can still read the game properly. He can still dictate a game. Whereas Salah and Ronaldo, they're slightly different. Same with Ibra. Yeah, I mean, look at Ibra. I mean, he's a fucking unit, that guy.
Oh, yeah.
But he played until he was, 40?
Yeah,
like, it's just ridiculous. He probably could have played now. He'd probably be our best striker.
I think we've got a habit of writing players off too quickly sometimes. They tend to get to that sort of 3-0. They get to sort of 30, 31, and it's like, oh, he's too old. Bin him. Yeah, he's past it. Bin him. Get rid of him. Bin him. But I mean, I think as long as they're, because a lot of these players, I mean, if you look, say for Salah, it's obviously his nutrition is spot on. He's a clean guy. He's obviously not, looks after himself, keeps himself fit. So there's no reason why he can't play at top level until he's 35, at least, if not probably more. But I mean, how you got to look at it as well, though, Lee. I mean, if you've got him on the bench to bring on or start and bring off, he's still going to be, even at 33, 34, he's still going to be better than most players in the Premiership.
Yeah, based on the fact that he has lost a yard of pace. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. He has lost a yard of pace. We see him pre-season when he played us. Yeah, and Gabriel just had to let him go. Yeah, but he didn't burst away. No. Yeah, we see it in the game. I think it was Villa when Nunes scored, and it should have been a red card. They fouled Salah, but he got the ball across, and then Nunes scored. He didn't burst away, but his reading of the game now, it's almost like, I don't know, like you said about Slot, he hasn't had to do a great deal. The one thing he's done is Salah is now using that more. And that's because he's coming to the end of his career. He's bulked up a little bit. Yeah. He's looking after, he's always looked after himself. He don't drink. He don't go, you don't see him out partying and shit like that. Yeah. But I think he wants to stay. And I think the thing that Slot's done, is tap into his head that, listen, you've not got the pace anymore. You're not the guy you was 3 years ago. However, you are a fucking problem for every fullback in the league.
100%.
So now just slow down a little bit. Use this a bit more, and you can have longevity. Which is
But
why I think that he's holding out for top dollar.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't think Liverpool are going to give it to him. But he's walking on a free, mate. If he goes in the summer for free, yeah, that is crazy. And they're not going to sell him in January. That's the only way they can get money is in January by selling him. They ain't selling him.
Yeah. I mean, one thing with the Liverpool fans, your diehard Liverpool fans will always back whatever the club does. You know what I mean? You'll have the few Liverpool fans that go, oh, we should have kept him and all that. But if Liverpool feel they need to sell him, that most diehard Liverpool fans will go, well, if that's what the club wants, you very rarely see the Liverpool fans get on top of their club, really. But I think with all good players, they sort of coach theirself and they know when they can't do things. But what I've noticed with Salah this season, he'll kind of, where he used to be always constantly running up and down, wanting the ball, sprinting into space, he kind of takes a little time out now. And sometimes you think, is he still on the pitch? And then all of a sudden he'll come alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he picks his moments now. And I think probably Slot's had a big hand in that. He's probably said to him, like, just pick your moments. Don't run around for 90 minutes because you can't do that anymore. Pick your moments and then do your stuff. And you see that. There was a couple of times today when he sort of drifted out. He went a bit quiet. Then all of a sudden he just comes alive. So it's as if he's preserving his energy. But when
Messi does it all the time. Like, Messi walks around the pitch. Yeah, as soon as the ball comes to him, he's fucking electric, isn't he? It's like just dribbles around everyone.
It's what it's what great players do.
Henry did it towards the end as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Henry was brilliant at that, wasn't he?
Like sometimes Henry, you'd think, fucking hell, is he still playing? Yeah, and then the ball would come out to him, and you'd just be like, wow.
Bang.
Yeah, how the fuck he done that? I mean, you remember the goal against Man City when they were shit? Yeah, that one, no backlift, and he just pinged it past David James. Yeah, and it was just like, and it was pissing down with rain. Yeah, mate, fucking what a goal. But like, this is what the top players do. Like, I know he wasn't old at that time or older at that time, Henry. Yeah, but it's like when you get to a certain age, especially as an explosive winger, or as a somebody that uses their pace or has a lot of pace, like Walcott. Yeah, another one. Yeah, Walcott. Yeah, pace. Yeah, he was a good player, Walcott, but his pace was his biggest attribute because he scared the shit out of any defense. Yeah, but then the older he got, the more he slowed down with pace, because obviously it catches up with you. Then you have to start thinking shit. And this is why I look at some of these players that have pace, and I just think, like, you ain't got nothing else, mate. You ain't going to carry on past 30. Yeah, whereas with Salah, I don't see that. I do think he's going to carry on past, well, he is 32. Yeah. And I think he could carry on to this about 36, 37. Yeah, he looks after himself.
Who's their replacement, though? Who's their replacement?
Saka.
Oh, no. Yeah, exactly. Oh, no.
If we don't win anything, mate, then it might be.
Well, this is another thing I'm worried about, Lee. This is another thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about how long are these players going to keep going without winning anything? And people are going to say, well, it's down to the players, but...
Yeah, but Saka come through the academy, so it's slightly different with an academy player. But at the same time, I said this in the summer. Like when we lost that Euros to Spain, I was like, Saka's now played 2 Euro finals and lost them both.
Oh no!
Right? He's played 2 title winning seasons and lost them both. Yeah, he's done a top 4 season and bottled it to Spurs.
Yeah,
that's 5 fucking different seasons or 5 campaigns.
I know.
Yeah,
he's like the Arsenal's Harry Kane, isn't he?
Yeah. Now, do you know what's bad with him? Yeah, without him, we would look fucked. I can't lie. Yeah, and I don't rate him right up there as a player. I like him. I don't diss him. Like, people think I cuss him off all the time. Yeah, I think he's just become very predictable at times.
Big miss.
But again, at the same time, he is mad effective.
Oh yeah.
He's mad effective. Like yesterday, by the way, he was our best player on the pitch by a country.
He's so
he was
important
insane yesterday. Oh, 100%. But I want to see that Saka that jinks past a couple of players. Because we know he did it before. But when Arteta first got the job, when Emery was here, back end of Emery, he was jinking past players for fun.
Yeah. But if you've looked at the last couple of games, he's changed it up a little bit now. He sort of goes inside, then comes outside, and then sort of goes. So he's playing, because he went through a stage where he was so predictable. Now he's probably, well, I hope he's been sat down and said, look, you're a little bit predictable and you're getting found out, or whether he's just sussed this out himself. But he has changed his game up lately. But
Do you know
I
what I
made
like? Sorry to cut in here. Do you know what I like about Saka? Yeah. Like, there's been games this season and many other seasons, where I'm like, is it fucking hell? He's still on the pitch. Didn't notice him. Yeah. But then you just said about Salah, oh, is he still on the pitch? And then Salah would do saying,
yeah,
we'll go, is Saka still on the pitch? And then he don't do nothing. Yeah. And but at the same time, they're about 8 years apart. So that shit will come with experience. Right. And I like Saka. I think Saka's a very good player. Yeah, but I think we could get more out of him. I think he could kick on a couple of levels. Yeah, and that's why I get frustrated with this manager, because he's holding him back. After the game we played, I think it was it Bournemouth or Chelsea or someone? Yeah, and they asked him on TNT Sport pitch side, like, and he said, oh, yeah, I'd like to go forward more, but the manager wants me to defend.
Yeah,
he actually said it pitch side. Yeah, and I'm like, this guy is being held back by this manager. He could be so much better than he is. His output's crazy. But at the same time, he could get even better than that.
Exactly. But do you know what, Lee? People are saying Saka comes alive when Odegaard's playing, right? But if you look, when Ben White was having a really good season for us at right back, you see a completely different Saka. When we had a proper right back, when Ben White was in form at right back, Saka came alive. Odegaard was still doing his thing, but Saka came alive because he had a good right back. He weren't, and now he's got Timber on the right. See, people are saying, oh, it's Odegaard. And because Odegaard's playing, Saka, he's bringing the best out of Saka. And to an extent, it is. But I think Timber's got a lot to do with that as well. Because he knows he's got Timber in. He knows he's got Timber in behind as well. So he knows he can sort of make runs and cut inside and do his stuff, knowing that Timber at right back. Because when Ben White went off form a little bit, Saka lost that little bit of... how can I say? He lost that little bit of confidence. Do you know what I mean? So I think the combination of Timber and Odegaard, you're now seeing the best out of Saka. But can you imagine though if Martinelli suddenly come to life? I don't know what's happened to Martinelli. I mean,
he's another one. He's lost a yard of pace, mate. What's happened to him? He's fell off a cliff.
I was really expecting Martinelli now to be up there as the same, if not better than Saka, because he's quicker than Saka. And I thought, this is going to be banging. We're going to have like two players, one on the left, one on the right, absolutely flying. And our left-hand side is not that good.
It's horrible, isn't it, at times?
Yeah.
Like, we score goals on the left, obviously, but we're so right-sided. Havertz, 29. I said his name. I've got to take a shot. He drifts out to the right. Odegaard drifts out to the right. Saka's on the right. Timber comes to the right. Obviously, he's on the right. Or Ben White. Yeah. Then we have our midfield go out. So everything's lopsided on the right, which is why we're so easy to attack on the left. One switch of the ball diagonal, same as we said earlier about Man City. One diagonal ball, 60 yards over the top. You're straight in. Yeah, you're straight in, 60 yards from the left back or the left midfield of their team, straight over to our right, our left side. Their right, straight in. So predictable, and we're so lucky at the minute. Yeah, that we do have Saliba and Gabriel. Yeah, and even when Gabriel went off and Kivior came on the other day, I wasn't even bothered because I was like, we still got Timber there and we still got Saliba there. Yeah, and I was just like, we're chill. Yes, it was only West Ham. Cool. Oh, it was only West Ham. Yeah, cool. Well, we lost at home to West Ham last season. Yeah, we banged them 6-0 away. But let's not forget we lost in the cup to them as well last season. We lost twice to them. Yeah, and it's like, we need to try and mix it up a little bit because we are getting a little bit predictable. But the last 3 results, have wiped all of that under the carpet again. And it's like, if in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 results down the road, this happens again, all of a sudden we're out of it, mate. We're done.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that the manager's sitting there saying what we're saying. Yeah, because listen, as much as we get on his case, Arteta, he does give a shit. Yeah, he does care.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he's one thing, he is passionate about what he's doing at the club. I mean, there's no doubt about that, where he bounces up and down, he takes yellow cards, then he's right in the faces of other managers and all that. I mean, I don't want to take that away from him. I mean, in fact, I quite enjoyed watching him throw one on the line and that. I think that's what it's all about. But I just there's little things that worry me, and as I said to you before, I thought our summer transfer was not very good. And I think that's the only thing that's going to come and haunt us this season. I think the fact.
Do you think we'll buy in January though?
I don't think we will.
No, I don't.
I really don't think we will. I can't. I don't think we will sign in January. I think he's going to muddle through with what he's got, especially now we're banging in goals again. I think if we hadn't have been scoring goals and if we hadn't have hit a bit of form, then I think they might have looked at something in January. But I don't think he will. I don't think the club's going to pay the money. I think we're just going to try and get through it again, which is worrying because I think we need a left back.
Another one.
We definitely need a left back, and we definitely need a striker.
Yeah, I think that left back position's a problem because he's tried so many players in that left back position, and most of them are centre backs. And it's like we've got a left back that's a proper left back, but he can't invert. Yeah, he ain't technically good enough, Tierney. Yeah, but he's an old-fashioned. He'd be a perfect George Graham player. Yeah, it'd be unreal under George Graham. Yeah, but for this manager, nah. Yeah, but Tierney can cross the ball and defend. Yeah, and he gets stuck in. Yeah, and he can read the game well. Yeah,
I'm just wondering, do you reckon he'll start Tierney against Palace in the Carabao Cup?
Might do. Yeah, he might do. And then play Skelly, because he said in the press conference the other day, Skelly can play in midfield. Yeah, so I'm thinking, when he said that, I was thinking Tierney's back. You're already teeing up Skelly to play in midfield. Yeah, I already knew what he's on. Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me. But he might play Tierney at centre-back. He plays centre-back for Scotland, doesn't he?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard. I mean, I want us to go fairly strongly against Palace. I think it's one cup we can definitely win. That is definitely one cup that we can definitely win, without a doubt.
That's our best chance.
I want us to go strong because I'd hate to go out against a really bad, no disrespects to Palace, but great fans, by the way. But I'd hate to go out against Palace. I mean, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%. 100%, mate. If we get
and all that will do, Lee, is just open up the can again and just reap more pressure on the manager again.
Yeah, because then he has to deliver a big one, and he ain't going to. He ain't going to. Let's be real. If we catch Liverpool, fair play to him. Yeah, and we win the title, fair play. Yeah, fair play.
I'll hold my hands up. Yeah, I'll say to him, fair play to him. If we catch Liverpool, win the title, everyone happy, I'll hold my hands up. But I can't see it.
No, same. Listen, we're gonna go on. Sorry.
Go on, mate. Unfortunately, I can't see it. But as I said, we just got to hope that not that I want major injuries to come to any player, but we just got to hope that Van Dijk perhaps gets suspended for a few games.
Yeah, punches someone up and gets a 5-game ban.
Because that's what it is now. It's not so much what we do now; it's what Liverpool does. Because all the teams now are just playing catch up, Lee. And as I said, we have got to now be flawless from now till the end of the season. We can't afford to go to Brentford and draw.
Yeah,
we can't afford to go
Fulham.
We can't. West Ham come to the Emirates and nick a point or something. There is every game now. We've got to win. Pretty much.
And the thing is, we've seen this with our team, with this lot on the background. When you're winning, you just get so confident. Look at Man City. Yeah, look at that 50th game with this lot. Yeah, right. We fell apart after that. Yeah, when Rooney dived, we fell apart because it was like shit. We're not invincible anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we lost our heads. Man City have had that not invincible tag, but they know they can't be beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can nick a draw. They might lose the odd game in a cup here and there. Nobody cares. They're going to go and win the Champions League kind of thing. Yeah. But now, in their heads, now they're like, shit. Now they're wounded. And now every team's going to have a go at them. Yeah. And they don't have answers because they're so used to winning. Yeah. Same with Liverpool back in the 70s and 80s and that and 90s. And they're like, when we beat them at Anfield, following season, they came back and won the title. Then we nicked it back. They didn't win one again until Klopp.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing, Lee, as well, is that the fear factor goes. Because now Man City are losing. Like before, when they were steamrolling everyone over, you had that fear. Oh, it was City. There was the fear factor there. Now teams are kind of like, hang on a minute. the wheels are falling off here. We've got a chance here. If we do this, this, and this, we've got a chance of we're nicking something here. So once that fear factor goes with opposition, that's it. So Liverpool have got that at the moment. When teams go to Anfield, straight away in the back of their minds, they're thinking, "Oh, well, if we come away, we're there with a point. We're lucky," you know. But realistically, they're going there thinking we're going to get turned over today, and that's what's got to break. But I don't know what are Liverpool's fixtures. I mean, over the Christmas period, are they quite tricky? I'm not sure. What are Liverpool's fixtures? Because I know ours are quite decent, to be honest. I don't think we really play anyone really.
We're all London based. Like we've got a lot of teams around London, haven't we?
Having said that, teams like Brentford, I mean,
they're hard work. Fulham away's hard work as well.
Thomas Frank, mate, what he's doing with that club is just incredible.
Do you know their owner's only worth 30 million?
Honestly, I think Thomas Frank. I mean, people go on about Slot and all these managers and all that, but that Thomas Frank, mate, I'll tell you what. If our West Ham never went for him and got Lopetegui, I don't know.
Oh, he's a scrub, isn't he? Do you think Frank could do it at a big club though? Like, because I think like some of these managers, look at Graham Potter. He went Chelsea and it just fell apart. It's like sometimes when you put a big fish in a smaller pond and he's the small fish in a massive pond. Look at Roy Hodgson when he went Liverpool.
I don't think Frank would go. I think with someone like Thomas Frank, not go to go from Brentford to Chelsea or Brentford to Arsenal or Brentford, but I think a step up from Brentford as his next step, and then perhaps a bigger club. I think that's doable. So
maybe a Tottenham then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think Thomas Frank the Spurs, because I think Ange is kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't have him at Arsenal.
They drew again today, mate. They've
done Spurs. They've done Spurs, yeah, but Fulham apparently battered them. I mean, their goalkeeper pulled off like 3 or 4 good saves apparently. So I mean,
they're so fucking Spursy though.
They've done.
That's why I don't rate them. They lose to Ipswich, they slap City, and then draw with Fulham.
Yeah,
that sums up their whole club.
Exactly. Well, apparently Fulham played really well, and the Spurs goalkeeper kept him in it. And even when Fulham went down to 10 men, they missed a sitter. Fulham. So
we've got them coming up. Liverpool's fixtures, by the way, they've got Newcastle on Wednesday away.
Yeah, tough.
Everton on Saturday. Early kickoff, last derby at Goodison before their new stadium.
So that's going to be
fire. They always struggle against Everton.
That's going to be fire. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they got Girona away.
Right.
Then they got Fulham at home. Then they got the quarterfinal of the cup against Southampton away. Then Tottenham away. It's up to just before Christmas. Boxing Day, Leicester at home. 29th, West Ham away.
Oh, dear.
5th of Jan. 5th of Jan, Man United at home.
Yeah, that's their one, isn't it?
14th of Jan.
Spurs and Man United, really.
Yeah, Spurs, Man United. Other than that.
But
the way Spurs, Newcastle's a problem. Like,
no, I don't think not
Everton
this
ain't
season.
Good enough, mate.
I'm not impressed with Newcastle this season. They're another team that have sort of disappointed me, to be honest. I thought they'd really kick on.
They'll beat Newcastle. They'll beat Everton. They'll do Girona. They'll do Fulham. They'll do Southampton. They'll probably slap Tottenham because they can't defend.
No. Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
That would be a high-scoring game, that.
Tottenham are built for Liverpool, aren't they? Let's be honest.
That would be a 5-3 or a 5-2 or something for Liverpool.
So really, but this is what I'm saying. If you was to link their because I always think Christmas is... That's it. I think once January comes, by the middle of January, you know what's going to happen by May. But this is why I'm saying we cannot afford any more injuries and we cannot afford to slip up, because I think Liverpool are going to beat Fulham. They'll probably get something at Newcastle. Man United's always going to be tough, isn't it? You know, even if Man United are not on it, that's still a tough fixture. And Man United have had the measure of them couple of times. So this is what I'm saying, Lee. We have got to be 100% every single game now, because I can't see Liverpool dropping many points between now and January, to be honest.
No.
They got West Ham. They're going to batter West Ham, haven't they? Have they got them at home?
It's away, 29.
Yeah, they're going to beat West Ham.
They'll beat Leicester at home.
I mean, looking at West Ham, they're lucky to be where they are, really. It's only because the teams below them are bad. I mean, if the teams below them had put a run together, if Everton had picked up points, Palace had picked up points, West Ham would be down there.
Oh, 100%.
I
100%.
can't, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
If Man United had lost, sorry, actually, I'm lying. If West Ham had beaten us yesterday, they would have gone above United before today.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the league's been crazy this season, but I think the drop off in quality this season for this league is it's crazy, mate.
Well, it's an overrated league anyway, in my eyes, Lee, to be honest. Bang overrated. I mean, look at Aston Villa. What's happened to them?
Yeah, they've dropped off a cliff.
What's happened to them? I mean, they were top of the Champions League. They were, flying top 4, and they was absolutely everyone's.
Now they're 12th.
I don't think they've won in 8 games, have they?
They're 12th right now. West Ham are 4 points behind them.
Yeah,
it's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy.
It's unreal. Yeah, but if they win a couple, they got robbed against Juve the other night. I don't know if you seen the disallowed goal, mate. They got fucking robbed. Stoppage time. Yeah, a little nudge on the goalkeeper. Yeah, just a tiny little nudge.
How was that any differently? How was that? If they've ruled that offside, it's like the inconsistency of these officials. I mean, they ruled that goal out for Aston Villa. The other one that was ruled out was Southampton against Brighton.
Oh, that was a fucking was a disgrace, mate. That goal should have stood.
But the Man City goal against Wolves, where Bernardo Silva was bang in front of the goalkeeper and nudged him, and made contact with him, and yet it stood.
It's crazy.
Do you remember that earlier in the season?
Yeah.
And everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, but he weren't interfering with the goalkeeper's line of vision," and he was bang in front of him, bro. He backed into him, and yet they go and disallow that goal that Southampton scored the other day. And the Aston Villa goal in the Champions League, the inconsistency is just like...
Do you know what pisses me off with it? Yeah, it's like nobody's talking about that. Yeah, the Southampton game. Nobody's talking about the Villa goal. But when it comes to the bigger teams, everyone goes on a fucking madness about it. It's like, have the same fucking standards with that game. Yeah, because then we might get a bit of change.
100%.
When I watched that game, I changed the score. I did a watch along for that game. I changed the score, and I only realised they ruled it out because it actually came up onside. Yeah, in that Southampton game, it said onside. Yes, I changed the score. 2 minutes later, I was like, hold on, it says 1-1. It was like, they ruled it out for interference.
Absolutely.
I was like, what?
Oh, no, honestly, the decision was...
VAR gave the goal, but the ref said, no, he was interfering. I was like, so why go VAR then?
I mean, and Southampton needed that. They're the sort of decisions that cost managers jobs. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's mad. Brighton should have been about 5-0 up in that game.
But as you said, because it weren't one of the top teams, no one's really talking about it. But I mean,
they ain't going to do shows for an hour and a half.
Yeah, they were saying he was offside because he was interfering with the goalkeeper and he was in the line of vision of the goalkeeper. And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. Bernardo Silva earlier on in the season against Wolves was bang in front of Salah.
Yeah, that Southampton one. He was nowhere near the goalkeeper. He was 2 yards in front of the centre back. Yeah, the centre back had to throw his leg at it, but the striker weren't touching him. Yeah, and then it was a great finish. And I'm like, that's a perfectly good goal. Makes no fucking sense, mate. No, and then I see it's the same in La Liga at times. Like La Liga's a bit off key as well, mate. Like, they're all shit. That's why I don't moan about refs. Like,
no, you can't. I always say it swings and roundabouts, doesn't it? I think I always still like to believe that during the course of the season, everything evens itself out. I mean, the West Ham fans were getting on the referee's case yesterday, but to me, they were penalties. I mean, I'm not just saying it because I'm an Arsenal fan, obviously, but I mean, Fabianski's come out and he's like Tyson Fury, Gabriel. I mean, that was the sort of punch that old Tyson Fury would be happy with in a couple of weeks' time, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? He's like flattened Gabriel, missed the ball completely and laid one on Gabriel, penalty. And Saka has jinked his way in the box. The defenders made a really lazy kind of challenge, stuck his leg out, and he's tripped Saka. I couldn't see the arguments why they was arguing over the penalties. So
I don't get it, mate.
By that, to be honest.
Same. Absolutely, totally agree. We are going to wrap this up, though, guys. Let me grab these
mate. No worries.
Haaland is the only City player who scored in the Premier League that started today for City. Wow. He's the only player in that team that scored for Man City in the Prem today.
Wow.
That's crazy. If that's true, that's mad.
That is mad.
Big up Silver Owners. The saving grace for Martinelli is becoming a centre forward. Well, he is a centre forward. This manager's converted him to a winger for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
I think games like against Palace in the I think certain games he should bring him on and put him up front. To be honest, but
well, listen, Emery had him playing like up front and he was scoring goals.
Exactly.
But it is what it is. But listen, appreciate your time as always, man. It's always good to chat.
Man. No, it's been good, Lee.
We had nearly 1,300 people in here at one point. We've still got 850. We're going to redirect to Dan Potts.
Yeah.
He's absolutely cooking Lawless, West Ham fan.
Is he?
I was texting Lawless. He was at the ground. I said, mate, it's 4-0, yeah?
I've never been on with old Dan. I'll have to get on with old Dan one day, and you'll have to.
I'll text you his number. You got his number?
Yeah.
I'll text you his number. I'll text you his number. He's a good lad, he is.
But nice one, Lee.
What shows you got coming up? You got any shows coming up with anyone?
No, not at the moment. I don't know what Jez is doing. I don't know because I heard that Jez was.
He's on holiday for a week.
Is he? Yeah,
he's gone France.
I'm hoping he'll carry on.
He's good. He's good.
And Matty, I don't know about Matty. Hopefully he'll invite me on. But yeah, I'm always up for an invite, mate. No worries. I'm totally. I see it as sad as it is, and always try and hold good conversation and stuff. But no, big up everyone.
No, big up to everyone locked in, mate. That's been quality, by the way. And
nice one, guys.
It's always nice to have a good chat, man. Just pure football chat.
Exactly. Love to everyone, and let's hope the wheels come off Liverpool, mate, because boy, do we need it.
Yeah, we will be there. We will be there. Let's hope they lose. Let's hope they lose to Newcastle on Wednesday.
Slap Man U on Wednesday, mate. That's the big one. I won't sleep Tuesday night. That's how important that game is to me.
Mate, if we beat them and they lose to Newcastle, we're 6 behind them. So yeah, we got to hope Newcastle gets that.
That is my biggest game of the season. That is Man United. Anyway,
you're
guys,
going to the game as well, right? You're there for the game, yeah?
Yeah. Cheers, Lee.
Big up to everyone. Raid Dan's chat with Lee Raid. I'm not doing the Sociedad game. It's kicked off 10 minutes. I'm not doing that Betis game. Yeah, Sociedad Betis. I'm going to chill with the missus. She's on a hangover. It was her work due yesterday. She's been in bed all day.
Nice.
So I'm going to go and chill with her. But I'll be back again tomorrow, 4:30 UK time with the podcast minus Jez. He's on holiday. And then 6 p.m. UK, I'm on with Craig on our other channel, Red Mist Podcast. And I'm sure there'll be some football on tomorrow as well. So I'll figure out what game I'm doing. But we're out.
Yeah, follow Lee Gunner. Take care, Lee.
Take care, mate. Laters.
Big love to everyone.